Everybody, it's about that time. It is Thursday, February the 24th, 2022. Welcome to the Zodiac Chatline. I am your host, Tanae, and I have, as always, my sister, Cassie, with me. As you can see, y'all, we are cleansing our spaces. We are cleansing the internet space that we are taking up right now. And you know, Cassie and I talk often because she's one of my closest friends. And today, kind of was just, we felt a lot. We felt all of the things that kind of the highs and the lows coming off of 2/22, 22, 22, 2022, all the Tuesdays, celebrating Ahmaud Arbery's killers getting convicted, to kind of watching all of the things that have transpired with trans and gay rights, Florida, Texas. I'm really looking at you. The kid in Michigan, people burning. But I mean, guys, and then we all know the Ukraine situation. Not that we know exactly what's going on, but we all know that shit ain't good. So it's just time to take a deep breath, Yeah. Pluto said, hold Hades, and, here we go.
Yeah. But on that note,
yeah.
We also wanted to discuss, and it's something we talked about since before we started doing the show, and we've never actually said out loud, is we are not mental health professionals here. This is an astrology show on the internet, and we're just out here having fun, trying to be entertaining and connect with you all over something we know. And that's going to include being human and acknowledging when shit is fucked up. And shit is fucked up right now in the world, and it's been fucked up. And there's almost no point in history where someone's life somewhere wasn't fucked up. And we do have a lot to be grateful for, and we're going to celebrate that, and we're going to have fun. But we hope if you are in a dark place or feeling especially down, don't subject yourself to any energy that feels more negative. And there are resources that can help you, and we'll put them in the show notes for every place we post this and on our page, so that anybody who is experiencing, feeling like you might harm yourself or others or anything, or you don't have a purpose, or, any of those kind of very treacherous, insidious, horrible feelings, know that we are so sorry, and we're sending so much love and light to you. And there are people out there who can help you, and people who love you, and the world needs your energy.
Yes.
Right now more than ever. And it's, I know it's so hard, but
you are not alone, and there will be somebody to talk to you on the other line. So just reach out. Just keep reaching out. Never stop reaching out.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready to get this party started? Okay,
yeah,
so
we are going to have fun.
Y'all, we about to switch up the vibe for you real quick. I know that was it, but we got to let you know.
Yeah.
We had to get that out because that's how we were feeling. That's just on everything. That's how we were feeling. We wanted to get it out. So, welcome to our Thursday shows. We have allowed these Thursday shows to be your show. We are here to talk to y'all. Talk to us in the chat. Coral is in the chat. She's going to answer questions. Our topic today is modalities. We're going to talk about them and, what they be doing and how they be helping the seasons and stuff. But if you want to talk about anything else, I think last week we found out that Homie the Clown was a
wounded Pisces.
Yeah. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we're here. We're going to hang out. And then, of course, actually, we have... I forgot one of my favorite that we came up with. The signs is Sammiches.
Yes, we're going to do all the signs as Sammiches later.
So
stay tuned
for that. So let's kick it off talking about some modalities or qualities, I guess, if you will.
Mm-hmm. So, I want you to start because you have such an elegant and eloquent way of explaining this.
So this is what I say. The best way to describe modalities is this is the reasons why the seasons move and change and how they operate. And every sign represents a particular time and a particular season. And so that's what the best part about modalities that's what the best part about modalities is that it allows us to use the seasons to understand and watch the transition and change and transformation and initiation and all of those things. So I'm a huge fan of learning these qualities because we all have them in our charts, because they are each sign is represented in a different way. But as we have told you, you have different signs in your charts. So knowing this energy is always good.
Yeah. And it's such an interesting, different way to kind of frame thinking about astrology, right? So like we talk about, the first sign is Aries. Well, why is that? Because it's the equates to the vernal equinox. Is that right?
Spring,
the vernal
spring,
equinox, the spring equinox. And that kicks off spring. And so even though Aries, Taurus, and Gemini don't share, they're not all water signs or they're not all cardinal signs or whatever, they don't share anything, they do represent the spring season. And it's a great illustration of how a season starts strong and intense, and you're ready for that change of the season by the time it comes, and then it settles in and you get into a vibe and a mindset, and you're like, yep, this is how this is going. And then it all kind of fades away and falls apart and manifests as something new for a new season.
Crazy, because as I'm going through the signs, I'm like, ooh. And the cool thing about modalities is that your opposite sign will always be the same modality as you. So that's a good way to kind of remember, oh, that's my opposite sister sign. We're in the same modality. So you do have the ability to be a part of the season in some way, just expressing it maybe, a little more earthy, a little more airy. Whatever.
Right. So, okay. So on that note, let's start at the top of the zodiac. And the first sign of every season, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, respectively, are all
cardinal signs.
And what are cardinal signs all about?
Cardinal signs initiate the season and they set the tone. And that is the good thing. The good energy about cardinal energy is that it gives you the drive to start a lot of projects. Start a lot of projects. And that is the great part about cardinal energy, because they are going to make sure that the project gets started. Case in point, Cassie out of the trio is the cardinal water, and she is the reason why this project got started. So I just want to note that as a cardinal Cancer that Cassie is on the show.
And also it should be noted that Cassie, over her 25 years as a creator, has finished approximately 0.06% of all projects she has started. This being one of them. So, cardinal energy.
Just want you to know that's what, at least you know what it's here for. But that's why it's so great to have the other signs.
Exactly. That's why I seek out my fixed and mutable sisters to help me finish and transform what I am not capable of doing as a cardinal sign.
Wonder twin powers, triplet powers activate.
That's right.
And that is yes. So Aries is cardinal fire. And that allows for a very passionate beginning. As you said, Aries start the beginning of the zodiac. They start the spring season. So it's like out with a flame bang,
Cancer is cardinal water, and we are, I just put this together in my head as we were talking about this, but like summer's the season of love, and we are cardinal water. We are emotional. Like I could make you cry if I wanted to. Give me enough time, either with a sad story or my love for you, some way, somehow. And, you know, that's what we do. We are there to provide emotional, ignition.
Yeah.
We can really play to people's emotions, fire up their emotions, and mire them in their emotions.
And you're the first water sign too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's like the beginning. It's all the love, all the emotion. It's everything.
Yeah. Just rushing at you like a river. Whoosh, whoosh. Yeah.
And then we have Libra, which is cardinal air. And that is like the initiator of really good ideas and initiating really good networking and relationships situations. So they are, really good at that.
Put together the right people at the right time.
Yeah, they are the social people that can initiate the right connections.
And then we end up at cardinal earth, which is Capricorn, and starts with the, Cancer starts at the summer solstice. Capricorn starts at the winter solstice.
Yes.
And they are cardinal builders. So they really can start at the ground up and lay a foundation forever, for as long as it takes to get that project exactly perfect. And they will wait until they are 63, like Kevin Costner on Yellowstone, just looking around like, damn, this is what I did with my life.
Yes. And does Libra fall on the winter or the autumn equinox as well, right? And then Libra's on the spring. So those are
Aries on the spring, yeah.
Aries on the spring, that's right. So interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And so then from the cardinal energy, the initiators, we come to our fixed energy folks in the mid-season, your Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquariuses. And fixed energy people or fixed sign people have a very stubborn mentality. They tend to find a lane and stay in it. And it's a big deal for them to switch gears, which they are capable of doing, but they're not the most pliable people out there. However, they will, once set on a path, see it through, whether you want them to or not. Till the point that it no longer needs to exist ever. Then they're done with it. But that takes a long time. They're very loyal, fixed sign people, and good to have. I consider them a more stable energy. Even Scorpios are probably the most. When you start putting together the elements and the modalities, you realize that there are some that are inherently contradictory, and Scorpio is one of those, because how do you fix water except to freeze it, right? And so that becomes they can be, it's they have that's tricky energy to work with. They have to really acknowledge their own depths and kind of warm themselves out of staying in
The good thing about fixed energy as far as the seasons go is, like how you had said earlier, is that the fixed energy sustains the season and it allows for things to really settle in after the beginning, because it's usually an abrupt this is the season we're in now. And that's how those cardinal energies start that season. And so that now once you get into the fixed energy mode, everybody is settled in and really, like you said, getting in the groove. And that is why fixed energies like to stay in the lane, because if they know that lane, then they know they can see it to the end. And, fixed energies tend to finish projects. I feel like I finish a good amount of projects, truth be told, you already know one project that's been literally going on for years. But I just don't think it'll ever end because I like that project.
Right.
But it has transformed and evolved, but I've stuck with it.
Yeah, that's very fixed sign energy, right? To have like the thing that they like, but they kind of dance around different ways of staying with that thing, you know?
And like you said, adding the elements really changes fixed energy.
Yes.
Because, you know, Taurus is fixed earth, and moving that is like, what? You know? And then Leo is fixed fire, and so you want to be careful with moving that because it's so directed. And then, like you said, Scorpio's fixed water, and well, you just let Scorpio be Scorpio.
You have to, what you have to do is warm them up. If you can rev up their passion, then you can get them moving. And one thing I was thinking of, a very interesting difference between cardinal sign and fixed signs, and it came to me when you said that about the seasons coming out of nowhere, is people with a lot of cardinal sign energy can really come out of nowhere. Like they'll really be like, they'll really take you off guard, you know?
Where you come from?
I can be a lot sometimes. But fixed sign people, almost to a one that I think of in my own life, are who they are. You know, they come across pretty much what you see is what you get, you know, and it may take a lot to get to know them, and they probably won't try to get to know you too much because they know the people they like already. They've met them.
I mean, we are not meant to like, I don't think as just people, you are not meant to like everybody. Everybody's not meant to be on your same energy vibe. And I think that as kids, we were taught like, oh my God, everybody is friend. No, friend and acquaintance. There's two totally different things. And and I'm a huge fan. If your energy is like, ooh, something wrong, that means that you just don't vibe. That doesn't mean that person is bad. That person just ain't with you. That's okay. But I definitely, I will say that I think our big threes, you and I both, we both have two cardinals and one fixed, which is
weird. Like, I never put that together. Yeah.
So, but see, it's always a beginning and an end, you know?
Yeah.
I like it.
So did we do all of the fixed signs already? Okay.
No, well, I actually forgot fixed air, Aquarius. So the best fixed sign, I'm just talking shit. No, but yeah. So I will say, speaking from, not even speaking as a friend, speaking from total experience, fixed air has the, like, for me and for most of the Aquarius is like, if we have made up our minds about something, especially making up our minds, not necessarily thoughts, because, you know, knowledge is everything. And, you know, if you learn more knowledge, then you're like, you change it. But if we've made up our mind about something, somebody better be in jail, something like that for us to change our mind, because it's just like, I've already analyzed it 15,000 different ways, and I've already answered all of these other back questions. So what you're saying doesn't make sense, and I'm sticking with what I know, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, and I'm not doing that. So I will say that I feel like fixed air is probably the easiest one to kind of like get along.
To say that because I think the beauty of that for Aquarius is that it takes them a very long time to decide they fully know something. You know what I'm saying? And like all of us would do better to not hold true and so dear and so precious all the things we think we know. Like, right. You know, it should take you, it only takes one time for gravity not to work. To flow. And I'm not here saying you shouldn't believe in gravity. I think you should. I think time has told. But in your own personal life, the stuff you told so dearly, like, step back from that from a little bit. Do the actions match the words? Does it get repeated? Like, what are the moments of deviation? And so Aquarius is really deliberate those things, and it takes them a long time. And so it's like, oh, you're going to challenge one of the 12 things I've decided are true. Fuck you. Here's 1,000 reasons why everything you're saying is wrong.
It's always like, I have receipts, facts, and backup data, so please don't.
Yeah,
Like,
but they're so open-minded to questions.
oh, absolutely.
Aquarius is ready to like they want to fully understand everything. And once you set down that path, what you realize is very little is known.
Yeah, and honestly, like, if anything, our existence to teach you, like, anything is unknown. You know what I mean? Like, just us even being here,
Yeah.
as cool as all of this is that we're doing right now, like, this is some fucking weird shit, y'all. Like, just not go. I'm not going on a soapbox or anything. I'm just saying.
Right. Okay, so that brings us. Yeah.
Yes, we are. By the way, I saw my cousin hop in. Hi, cousin. I'm so sorry to say hi before. This is new to me. What's up? What's up, Jason? You know, we right. That's right. My Aquarius brother in the chat, hooking it up. So finally, we moved to the season. The signs that we need the most in order to move is our mutable signs. And they are the signs that help us change seasons and assimilate. So they are the signs, if you notice, a lot of that energy is mutable, it's adaptable, it's changeable. It allows us to go from fixed energy, because that's what we usually go to, and it kind of transforms us a little bit so we can go back to the beginning and start with the cardinal energy again. So we need that kind of transitional, because a stop start, is not always, you don't know what factors can happen in the middle. And, that's why we have our mutable signs starting with,
Oh, yeah. Starting up with Gemini, which is the end of the spring season, and mutable air. And I think probably all the mutable signs, as we're thinking about this, is like the ushering out of a season. And now I'm thinking about it, they have a reputation for being like hard to pin down. In Geminis, they probably unfairly get maligned as being like two-faced, kind of, because they can just go between so many social groups seemingly so easily and wear so many different masks. They're often excellent actors for that reason. And they can talk to anybody in any kind of way. But it's, a mutable quality is essentially diffuse. They have a hard time landing
anywhere. It's like
landing on an idea.
Landing is not a Gemini thing.
No.
Like, what are they like? Flitting, maybe?
Yes.
Is that
flitting.
the word? Flitting. So however long you can land on a flit.
Yeah.
is what a Gemini. The great things about a Gemini being mutable air is that their minds and ideas and the abilities are just super, super quick. In addition to being ruled by the planet Mercury, which, makes that. So ushering from fixed Earth, Taurus, it needs to be something that quick because of how dynamic and start in Aries is. And then you go to a very stoic, Earth grounded Taurus energy, and then that Gemini energy needs to flow because we're flowing.
Lighten it up.
You had to go from Earth, we're going to air, and now we can move into the beginning of the cardinal sign. So it like you said, it's needed. The Gemini is in between Earth and water, and it's like, stuck and just free falling. So it's like, what do I do? So that's why we rocks with the Geminis. And then it would be Virgo. Virgo. I think Virgo is probably the most fortunate earth sign, because it allows for material, like things to be concretely gained or like shown for, but they're able to kind of change and move in order to achieve that. They're not necessarily stuck going one way, they are more adaptable to being like, well, I really still want this, so how do I move this way to get it? Or I really still want this, how
Yeah.
do I move that way? You know.
I agree with that. And I was thinking about this with respect to my daughter, who is very stubborn and a Virgo. And I was like, oh, that's all fixed placements. I'm like, no, it's not. Virgo's not a fixed sign. It's a mutable sign. And then I'm like, Virgo's the most fixed of the mutable signs, though. And it's the most loose of the earth signs. And so in that way, it does get a positive spin on both of those. Virgo is, I love them so much. They're their own worst enemy because they get so bogged down in details. And if they give themselves freedom to just like finish it 98% of the way and let it go, like nothing can stop them.
I just wanted to pause and make sure that the Virgo heard that before. Full stop.
Okay. So then we come to Sagittarius, right? Who rounds out the fall season, and ushers us into winter. And we need their spark after Scorpio and before Capricorn. You know, you have to remember, once you get to the winter solstice and you're talking about the darkest day of the year and the coldest season, and you need a hot coal in your pocket.
Yeah.
And that is Sagittarius,
that is
right?
all of that.
Just a reminder that there is fire and warmth and energy in the earth.
Fun and all of the fuckery that could possibly go down, because that's, you know, right around holiday season.
It's celebratory. Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like, you know, winter, I'm talking about like late, you know, November-ish, December-ish, where it's like, ooh, all of these, you know, so it is, I like that mutable energy. And it allows, it's a little dangerous when you know, can kind of just shoot your fire everywhere.
Right.
So but when the spark hits, oh boy, it does it. And then we moved into our final sign, our final mutable sign, the season that we are in right now, which is why I think we all have so much compassion for what's going on.
So many feelings about it.
It's so many feelings. Mutable Pisces, and their symbol represents that energy to a T.
Yeah. Mutable water. I mean, it doesn't get more mutable than that, y'all. I mean, water is a tricky energy to work with and, you know, stop. That's one fortunate thing about being a Scorpio, is they have actually managed to figure out for a bit how to stop the water energy, but it never fully stops
until they burn somebody's house down.
Yeah. Right. But Pisces it requires effort for them to remain solid in a world that is so tempting with all of the feelings that can be felt. And like we were talking about at the top of the show, everything going on here in the United States and in Ukraine and around the world, like it's easy to get mired down in those things. And you know, Pisces can very much be healers because they are so in tune with that human suffering that is just, I mean, I think it has swells and, you know, dips, like, and it does feel like we're just in a dark time right now. And it's, Brandon, my husband, said earlier tonight, he's like, remember that year where the biggest controversy was what color that dress was? I was like, oh my God.
Wait, and what kind of energy does your husband have?
Sagittarius. Exactly.
Like way to
warm it up. Like, listen, it's okay. And I said that to my ancestors, because I was praying last night, and I was like, I know that human beings have been capable of inflicting catastrophic suffering on one another. And like, certainly we are not the first, nor will we be the last people. But why though? Like truly, why?
I was like a couple times today, but like before I came on the show, I was like, you know, I just can't believe it's 2022 and like this is all of these things are taking place and we have to adjust and be like, and I think that the biggest thing is like not accepting that this is okay.
Yeah.
Like vocalizing that, this fuckery is some bullshit. Why are we continuing to harm everyone mentally, emotionally, physically? Like, what is the end game? What is the purpose? I mean, sure, capitalism, but for real?
Yeah, for real? This is the hill we're going to die on, huh? Like, yeah.
Damn, America.
Yeah, I know. It's, yeah. And maybe it won't be. And, the age of Aquarius, as it were, Mother Nature may be like, psych.
Fuck y'all.
Here's what I think about capitalism.
Boom. Boom.
And, we may just as a human species have to figure out how to get along better in order to survive on a planet that is trying to kill us.
And it's almost like, why not get along? Like, what is really at this juncture? We have so much opportunity, so much electronics, so much, with so many things, like, what is it really that deep? Or have we just hit a point where we are so bored that this is now what we need to do to entertain ourselves?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm hopeful that I think I'm hopeful that what we are witnessing is just the death knell of the white male patriarchal capitalist hold on everything.
Boom!
And listen, I'm not going to sit here as a white woman and say I didn't benefit and don't continue to benefit off of this system. And I am also not going to say, as a person, I'm in favor of a system that doesn't allow for markets and people to make money. But I'm saying I'm not okay with what is happening. Like, we don't need to regulate people's bodies. We don't need to fucking ban trans children. We need people to have health care. We need to worry about the environment and whatever, man.
I just want to make an asterisk about that trans children. I just hope that we understand what real child abuse actually is. And to use that and say that that's what your platform is, when we have seen and witnessed many children perish at the hands of their parents. Like, I have no room for you allowing a child to be who they are, period. And then putting child abuse on the parents. So with that said, you want to talk about some Sammiches, girl, before we get to the questions? Let's do these Sammiches. So, guys, we decided this week we are going to do the signs as Sammiches. So, add us, I guess, if you're mad about it, but this is an opinion. So, and
if you're not a meat eater, imagine all of these as vegan versions.
Okay, I picked meat. I did not pick all of the. I picked actually all of them are meat.
Okay.
Oh, except for one.
Oh, all right. Oh, and I'm starting because I took fire and air.
Okay, you did.
So Aries double cheeseburger, and I'll tell you why. It's like the first time a kid deviates out of just like their parents ordering for them, like double cheeseburger. Like, what do you imagine like an 8-year-old boy would order at a restaurant? And that's very classic. Like, this is good. It's, I'm making a choice, but it's, double cheeseburger.
I like it. Okay. So for Taurus, I picked a cordon bleu.
Oh.
Because it's like an extra fancy ham sandwich with a piece of chicken on it. You know what I mean? But it's got a piece of chicken on it, and not fried chicken, fucking like grilled ass,
Right.
like, and it's all French and shit. So, you know, Taurus like good food, but like the added chicken,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
Taurus needs just one more protein on the sandwich. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Gemini picked a Monte Cristo because it's one of those, that's like the fried one, and it's got ham and stuff, and it comes with like jelly or some kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy combination of things that I've never known. I never knew about one until after I was already like not eating pork and red meat or whatever. So I've never actually had one, but like I'm just like, how do these things possibly go together? And people are like, it's so good. And it's like, you know, wants to be fancy, but then you see that it's a silly combination of things that are delicious and work. So, you know,
here's to you, Geminis.
And Monte Cristo. We cheers you.
All right, you ready for this one?
Oh, Cancer. Oh my gosh. Tears.
No, I picked a chicken biscuit sandwich because it is the most comforting thing I could have thought of. And you can have it anytime. It's not specific. You can have it anytime. Yes. And Cassie and I used to work at a place that did the best because the woman, shout out to Nika, if you ever watch this, best
Taurus?
Cancer, actually.
Cancer. I thought that, and then I did doubt myself.
July something. I'm not gonna give all her birthday, right? Not like that. But the best chicken and biscuits, y'all. Slap your mama and your grandmama. Oh my god! So that's why I like chicken and biscuits. It's just it's like the most comforting.
That's 100%, 1000% accurate for Cancer.
Yeah. We love you, John. Yes, for being a chicken and biscuit.
I know that's right, John. Okay. Leo, party sub, Italian party sub, 18 feet. Leo wants everyone to eat good.
Listen,
you know,
go bigger,
if
go
they're
home.
Having dinner with 38 people, what are you even doing? Like, come on. No, Leo's the life of the party. They're super fun and likable and generous, and you know, they're going to make sure that all their friends are having a great time and eating.
I like that. I like the 18-foot edition. So for Virgos, I put a caprese sandwich.
Ooh.
You know, it's nicely, you know, sliced mozzarella, nice sliced red tomatoes, fresh basil leaves, you know, little balsamic. And it's like one of those fancy but like pretty, very simple but complicated sandwiches.
No meat, so no cross-contamination. Virgos, clean, neat, tidy energy. I love it. That's perfect. Libra, I picked... I don't think I did them justice, really, but I picked a club sandwich because it's, like, kind of perfectly arranged, and it relies very much on the partnership of the different elements. And
oh, you're right.
It has fancy toothpick for every section, and you know, I'm sure there are cool, fancy restaurants that make a very beautiful one that would be deserving of a Venus-ruled goddess such as Libra.
$35. Because the bread was like the yeast was made in-house before they made the bread.
I'm sure my brother Jim, living in Austin as a Libra, probably knows a restaurant that makes an exceptional club sandwich.
So for Scorpio, I picked a Cuban sandwich. Because they're actually really good, even though they look real messy. Do you know what I mean? Because if you like, and they come with a little bit of a dipping sauce, and it's like, you know, I can rocks with that, but it's the mixture of the mustard and the pickles, and you know, it's a lot of complex nuances. Looks a little, but if you don't know, you know, and it's one of those like you got to get to know the sandwich, or else you'd be like, ooh, that's just messy.
Yeah.
So,
You remember there was a food runner at Tijuana Garage who was a Taurus, and he one time told me he was addicted to Scorpio women. And when you said that about Cuban sandwich, it's like the thing you try where you're just like, oh my God, this is so good. Like every time I eat at this restaurant, I'm gonna eat this sandwich because it's incredible. Like like you said, seems like it would be messy. Not
Yes.
perfection.
La Fonda has some good. Poppy's also. Poppy's probably has
Poppies.
Poppy's has the best Cuban sandwich,
Mm.
but
In Atlanta. Go.
Yeah.
Sagittarius, I picked in honor of Coral, and we discussed this on our, production meeting this week. A Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
They are fun. They are also a little messy, but in a way that makes you know you're gonna have a good time. Like, it's got Cheese Whiz or whatever melty provolone cheese. Don't come at me, Philly people. I don't eat them from Detroit. Like, I didn't put Coney Dog on this list, unfortunately. Say, yeah. Honorable mention for Sagittarius if you're in Detroit as a Coney Dog. But anyway, classic ingredients. They're beloved all over the world.
Yeah,
you can get one on a cart or at a fancy restaurant,
right?
Like,
and they are serious about their Philly sandwiches in Philly. So for Capricorn, I picked a patty melt, good old diner classic.
Yeah,
a hamburger with some cheese and some bread. That's it. Not even like a bun. Toast. But it's a class. You go to any diner and you'll see somebody's 75-year-old grandpa ordering a patty melt.
Yes. They don't care. It's going to give you a heart attack. It's fine. They're loving it.
Patty melt.
Capricorn is very much like I'll eat a patty melt every day type of energy.
That's all I eat.
Aquarius, I picked a falafel wrap because
yes, girl,
I thought an Aquarius would be a vegan sandwich in consideration of the earth, and yet also delicious and beloved by everyone, regardless of if they're vegans or not. You can mix it up. People do falafel wraps different ways. I enjoy them up here with the Lebanese places do them often with hummus and
I was about to say, you already knew I was going for that. Yes.
I enjoy it. Tzatziki. There was I believe it was a Greek restaurant in Little 5 Points. They used to have all different kinds of sauces and bottles. I just put all of it on there.
I know that's right.
So good. So yes, falafel wrap from my Aquarius peeps. Okay,
and we will round it out with a Pisces as a scrimp po' boy. Because again, I will reference a place that Cass and I used to work, and the best part about that shrimp po' boy was the remoulade sauce, and that was the secret. That's the secret about Pisces. The best part about Pisces is their deep compassion for people, and that's their secret.
That's their secret sauce.
Yeah.
Also, seafood. Yeah. Pisces, naturally, energy of the sea, and comes from a magical place, New Orleans.
Yeah. Who gets the bologna sandwich?
Right? We have a real life question from the chat.
Who gets a bologna sandwich? That's what was asked. I think we'll put the bologna sandwiches to the mutables. Just give them all the mutable signs. Honestly, I think it goes to the 13th sign because I'm just not a bologna sandwich. Even with the unless it's a fried. Okay,
we don't believe in bologna sandwiches.
Back in the day, maybe a fried bologna sandwich, but
that could be a very Capricorn sandwich. A fried bologna sandwich for sure, or Taurus. It sounds like something.
All right, so go for it. We have Dan the Hairman official. What up, boo? he loves that. We love us. We love Leos on this. Leo. They love to hear that too. What's the question, Cassie?
It is, if you could pick an ideal modality placement for your big three, where would you put them and why? So I'm taking this to mean if you had to pick one of your big three as each Capricorn, or I'm sorry, I did never give the Capricorns out, and I'm just kidding. Love them. Cardinal, fixed, or mutable.
Correct.
Which would you put and why? What do you think about this question?
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Before I answer, I love where mine are. They just are, but I'm used to them. But I would. Okay. I would pick a. Okay. I would pick. Damn. Okay, now I'm gonna go with my first instinct. I would pick a Sagittarius sun, a Taurus moon, and a Libra rising.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't go as deep as picking the signs themselves, but I had that exact same. I figured a cardinal rising, a mutable sun, and a fixed moon would probably be the.
Oh.
Although I could flip the other two. I think cardinal, I would think would be the most useful in the rising or your sun, because I think this sounds like I'm Machiavellian or something, but I think it's equally important to be perceived as a leader than to actually feel like you're one. It amounts to the same thing.
Yeah.
So cardinal sign secret there. And then I think mutable is favorable as a sun sign because it's good to appear really malleable. And then fixed I'm going back and forth on if it really depends on the fixed sign, I think, which one you put as the moon. But it's sort of like knowing your inner compass is in a
yeah. I think that's I guess I picked, if I had a choice, those would be my, I think, personal
that makes sense now thinking about it. Now I'm like, oh well,
yeah, because
what would I pick?
I have Sag energy in my chart already, and so I feel like I would benefit from that mutable energy. I picked the Taurus moon because it's exalted in Taurus.
Yeah.
And if anything could be fixed but yet like movable, is a moon. Do you know?
Yes.
Because you can have fixed emotions, but they're not fixed.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, bitch, I want to be pretty when I walk in the room. I would, if I could repeat, I'm just saying, like, that's, I want to be.
Yeah.
And with those two, I'm going to be a funny feet.
I think I would do a similar thing. I would either do what you picked, but swap your Libra rising for a Cancer rising. Because as someone with a lot of Cancer placements, I can't quite love the idea of giving that up. But then I would also do a Cancer rising with a Leo moon and a Virgo sun.
Ooh,
I think that would be
definitely,
nice
yeah,
energy.
Yeah. See, I'm already a Cancer rising. I love it. It helps people actually think I'm nice. So it's fine.
Well, that's why I like my Taurus rising, because I have so much Cancer energy that people think I'm stable. So it's good.
Okay. I'm done.
That was
a
great question, Dan. Thank you. That was fun to think about.
Yes.
So from email, what are my chances if I have no fixed energy?
Chances for survival. I mean, we all have an equal chance at survival in reality. It's just kind of
which is 0%.
Which is
we all go up.
Guess what? The truth is, we ain't all gonna make it out here alive.
No, none of us are.
But while we are here, honestly, if you personally don't have any fixed energy, I would do what Cassie and I both do, even though I have you seek out people who have that energy in order to complement you and find ways to, ground yourself, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, right. As Dan, the hairman said, be a jellyfish and go with the flow. Except you're exploding jellyfish because you also have cardinal energy, I would presume. Yeah, I mean, that is, I don't have a lot of, I pretty much only have cardinal energy in my chart. The other bit is split between fixed and mutable energy. And it is, yeah, I have.
I was like, you don't even have a fixed energy in your house.
Girl, right? I know. We are all cardinal and mutable signs in my household. And so it's very important for all of us to be grounded. And like we do yoga with my son who's 5, and with my daughter when she does it because she watches Coco Melon and they do it on there. But and you know, I have to make I mentioned before on the show, Pisces season is hard, and it's been hard. And I really have, at one point, was having a kind of a panic attack and had to sit in my room under an open window with sunlight shining on me and truly touching a potted plant I had, just to like really remind myself that it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm right here. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm right here. But it may be harder to ground yourself if you don't have a lot of fixed energy in your chart.
And then I would say, like, you know, maybe try to like stick to something and see how long you can stick to it, but just kind of, you know, because like, you know, fixed energy is like there to the end, and it helps in projects, but it doesn't necessarily help all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Like it helps to sustain certain amount of energy, but when you need to be malleable, it's definitely not the thing or a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess something that's helped me, because cardinal energy people do tend to want to get things done, and we're hard on ourselves because we never see anything through. And I think the flip side for mutable sign people is sometimes it's hard for them to figure out what to start. They have a hard time like fully committing to an idea because they see so many possibilities, and there are so many. But like I can't live with unanswered like decisions. Like I just can't. I have to like make a choice, right? And so you have to do two things: is be able to recognize that it's a gift to have ideas, or a gift to be changeable and be able to adapt and go with the flow, but also try to make a goal and stick to it and, you know, accomplish things you want to.
That is really good. Do you want to do one more? And then, because we are hitting that.
Yeah, we're getting close to the time limit.
Yeah.
I think.
Or do you want to just go for it?
Let's do one more, because I think we can answer one quickly, and then we'll do a card. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Go ahead and pick the one.
All right. I'm going to say my new boyfriend is a Virgo, and I'm a scorned Cancer. Any advice?
Okay, well, I'm sorry that you're scorned.
Yeah.
Let's start there. And a scorned Cancer is
Scorned.
Right.
Yeah.
However, so we have mutable earth and cardinal water, and as elements, which we'll get into later. But side note, that is a very good match when there is an equal amount that makes it grow and flow. And having that Virgo mutability with the groundedness probably helps really ground the Cancer's emotions. I'm sure that this is new and overwhelming, but both of you should just go with it. Go with the flow. I think that's a good, that's a happy placement for both of them. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a harmonious pairing between two people who are ready, like you said, to commit the good qualities about themselves, right? Like Cancers are, you know, we are leaders in our way and decision makers, and Virgos need help with that sometimes, but Virgos are grounded and capable of structuring things and really formulating a plan for how to get something done, and Cancer needs that. So
yes,
congratulations. As a formerly scorned Cancer, I will say don't take that out on your new partner. That's my only advice on that.
Formerly scorned Cancer and anyone. Heal that shit.
Also, yes.
Yes. Heal that shit. Don't bring that shit in your new relationship. That's fucked up. All right. So on that note, we want to thank everyone for joining us for this lovely Thursday. We had a really good time, and honestly, I don't know about you, but I feel better now.
I do too. Thank you guys for being here with us.
I feel like we got it out, but then we had our great time. Go follow the YouTube page everybody that you know, get them to follow us. We love having more subscribers. I promise you, the more we get, some new things will happen.
Yeah, it'll be more fun. It's up in here. Whoop, whoop.
If you know anybody that wants to be a part of the show, holler at us. We have some things coming up. So you're more than welcome to drop them in the DMs, or you can send us an email at thezodiacchatline@gmail.com. Truth be told, I monitor it. So let's get this popping. Cassie, in honor of needing some energy today and the positive, we will be pulling from The Power of Love by James Van Praagh. So everybody, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. We will see you again on Sunday. If you have time today, again, after the show, take a couple minutes and just ground yourself, burn some more sage, say a prayer for everyone, including yourself, you know?
Absolutely.
And look at what we pulled, y'all.
Self-love.
Says you realize that love of self is necessary to love another. As we say it. Heal your shit. All right. Here we go. As the old saying goes, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. It's true. The most important goal you can achieve in this physical dimension is that of loving yourself unconditionally. And it's a tough one. You are the very person who knows your dark secrets, faults, and shortcomings the best. It's easy to see the good in other people because you don't know anyone but yourself inside and out. Do you really think that you are the only person you know who is not worthy of your love? Your soul is perfect. Your human shell is imperfect. And so is everyone else's. The quality of love you give out is only as good as the quality of love you have for yourself. So stop shortchanging the world by not loving yourself with the same intensity you do others. You've made mistakes, but you've learned from them. That's what progress and spiritual evolution are all about. Love your weaknesses as much as your strengths because they are your teachers.
Ooh.
So guys, and I mean, yes, you can love somebody without loving yourself, but you know, it's how we are a reflection of how we treat ourselves. Yes, Jason, thank you. He said, put your mask on yourself before saving others, like they tell you on the airplane. But
I know that's right.
Self-love, love of each other, because we are here for just a short time, not as long. Does not apply to, you know what? Put your hair mask on first, Dan. We are here for a short time, not always a long time. So, Cassie, I could not do the show without you. I love you, girl.
Thank
you
y'all
so much. It's always love.
Peace.